Whew. I'm feeling a lot of pain, a lot of confusion, a lot of judgment for having confusion that I didn't even realize I had until I started this video. Is it not okay that I'm confused, you know? Because why? Because I need to be a certain thing to myself to feel good about myself or something. Yeah, I'm just not feeling inspired to make a video teaching something. I feel so much light in my being. And just like this heartbreak, it's like this deep pain. As much light as I feel equal amounts of pain. My perfectionist is like, that's not the right angle for the camera to be at. I'm not making this video for any other reason than to be seen as I am. Just to bask in even more light. I think there's so much alive in me that's saying you're not allowed to be seen this way. And this kind of video is like a ceremony for those parts, to show them like, you're here, you're welcome too, you know? The confused one, the depressed one. The one enamored with airplanes. I'm realizing in this video how I haven't let myself fully be myself recently, because myself has been super just sad. I'm realizing how much I've tried to like move out of sadness my whole life. Just in this video, actually, it's revealing that to me. Like how it's such a habit. It's so habitual for me to leave a state of sadness and depression. But like when I let myself sink all the way into it, there's so much relief there. Because there's no more like of the burden of trying to carry anything, like carry a certain way of being or a certain state or a certain way of showing up. It's just like when I just let myself be all the way what I am in this moment, it's just like, there's a lightness even in the midst of a depression or a darkness. There's still like a lot of light there. It's just like a relief of like, putting all that conditioning down that says being in certain states are wrong or lower or negative. It's like there are no negative emotions that comes from just conditioning and the mind being afraid. Just fear, the fear of feeling deeply. It feels so good to feel what so desperately wants to be felt. I felt such a separation recently from me and my pain. Like I've been making it wrong for being here, like it shouldn't be here. I was experiencing such states of incredible openness that when another layer of pain and hurt showed up, I was almost like, wait a minute, you're ruining my state of openness. What are you doing here, you know? And I was like trying to cling back to the state of openness, and in the process I was rejecting and denying myself. And that was causing so much pain and so much like agony. And I actually noticed, like, doing that, you just spiral deeper because you're just going into more and more separation. It's like, no, when separation, when parts that are separate and parts that are in pain show up, it's like, what a gift to embrace those parts, you know? By letting yourself just be exactly as you are in this moment. And not making yourself wrong and not making it your fault and not making it because you did this and this and this. No, it's just like the divine is bringing you more of yourself. It's like an offering. It's like the divine's like, here, you've been doing so good. Here's more of you. Here's more of you that you're now ready to be with. And at first it doesn't feel like we're ready, and we're convinced we're not ready, and we want to try to change what is, and we want to try to escape the shadow, and we want to just go back to that really state of beautiful openness and joy. But actually, when I sink into the depression fully, I notice it's a doorway into more joy, even into a deeper joy. It's just like the mind, and there's unconscious parts of us resisting certain energies and certain emotional states because, you know, like conditioning, we've been taught it's not safe to feel those feelings. We've been taught that depression needs to be fixed, you know, or anxiety needs to be fixed, rather than, no, these are just aspects of self that desperately want to be embraced. Yeah, it feels so good to be more right with what's here. And I hope this is the teaching is like for you today, I guess in this video, is like, you're safe to be as you are. I hope this video liberates you from any idea that you don't get to, like, you're not allowed to be seen in whatever state, you know? My spiritual ego would love to just always be seen as the enlightened one or something, but it doesn't seem like that's what I'm here to do. I think I'm here to liberate myself and others from resistance to what's real, to be completely vulnerable. Being vulnerable like this, it just liberates. Vulnerability is a superpower, right? And noticing how I'm not making this video to, you know, dissolve the depression or something. I'm actually didn't know why I was making this video. I just felt called to turn the camera on, and at first I started making a video with the teaching. It just felt incongruent with, it didn't feel aligned. And then I was convinced, I was like, I can't make a video right now. But then I was like, you can't? I was like, what if you just let the most depressed, sad parts of you make the video? What if you just let yourself be seen that way? And then I turned the camera on, and that felt really alive. And so for me, the inspiration to make this video isn't to get somewhere with it. It's just, it feels very pure. Like, if I was, you know, initially I think I was trying to get somewhere with it. I was like trying to make a teaching video for whatever reasons, which is totally valid. I'm not saying that's wrong. But then there was like even more of a deeper aligned and kind of like pure inspiration. And in this way, it's like I'm noticing, like, I'm not trying to get anywhere. I'm just actually just wanting to be me. No matter what that feels like. It's like, as if you're just really being you and one with what's real, that actually is more of a fulfilling experience than any type of state. Because the states of joy and ecstasy and immense love or whatever, those are temporary. But when you connect all the way to what's here and to yourself, no matter if it's horrid or depression or sadness or terror, if you're all the way just there with it, there's this feeling of completeness and wholeness that transcends any type of temporary emotional state. And when you're in that place, just one with whatever's here, you can't even see anything as negative or anything as devoid of God. When you're one with it, you just know, like, everything is love at its root. And sometimes God takes you into certain states or brings certain things up to show you that. And it's only the resistance to those states that convinces us that they're negative or they're bad or they shouldn't be here. But once we just open to these states and embrace them, like these energies of depression and pain, that's real freedom, you know? Then you're not chasing anything anymore. Then you're free, like I keep saying, to just be. And what a fucking relief it is to just be. To just put everything down, like all the stuff down that we try to learn to only feel this so we don't have to feel that, right? To all the stuff we try to do to only feel positive emotions because we're terrified of feeling negative emotions. And then as you really just like put all that down and you just be and you just merge with what's here and what's real, that whole duality concept of negative and positive and what should and shouldn't be here, it just dissolves. And there's this willingness to be here with anything because it's all God. I kind of wish I would have just cried more. But once I drop into this moment, then this moment offers some type of teaching, you know, like I don't even remember anything I just said, really, because it wasn't Matthew speaking it. And that's the thing, when you drop into this moment and what's real, the whole concept of your personality kind of dissolves too, and you're just this moment. And this moment contains everything we need to know. And it's like very spontaneous too. It's a spontaneous knowing. It's not something you're storing or holding or carrying with you. It's like, no, you put everything down, and then when you put everything down, miraculously, when something needs to be known, it just, whoop, there it is. It's like you don't even have to pick it up. It's just there. Because this moment is connected to Source, is connected to God. This moment is all there is. It's infinite intelligence. It's the oneness. It's the field. And the field of intelligence is tapped into most directly and fully when we're just being ourselves. When we're just being fully depressed, fully afraid, fully sad, fully joyful, fully happy, whatever. When we're just fully what is. Surrendered to what is. Those airplanes are really close. It's pretty cool. God, this feels so fucking good. It feels so good to just be. And to let yourself be seen like that too. And you don't always have to be seen like it, but sometimes it feels good to soak that in. It's like this part of me that I'm allowing you guys to see. It feels so honored to be seen. And And that opens up like a portal for a teaching to come through, right? But when earlier I was just trying to teach and kind of tell this part to, you sit over here, I'm gonna go teach this class. And that can be cool. That sometimes maybe we need to do that. And I'm not saying that's wrong. But to include that part in this video, it's like I get more of myself gets to come through in whatever wants to be said, right? Because I'm not fragmented. I'm not trying to teach something and keep my depressed and sad part hidden. It's like, no, the depressed and sad part are welcome and included in the video. And then like all of me is here, and it makes for a more of an alive experience for me. And I'm sure for you watching it too. Okay, that's it. Yeah. I feel a lot of light. God, I feel a lot of light. I have to go to the dentist today. Pray for me. I'm sure it'll be fine. Sending you all so much love. Namaste.